Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm still playing with watercolors. If you guys are new to watercolors like I am, thanks for joining. If you know someone who's thinking about watercoloring or watercolors, they can give me tips. I'd greatly appreciate that too. So what I've done is I drew this guy during our ice storm and here in Texas, and I have printed him off on watercolor paper, and I'm going to attempt to paint him, and I'm going to give him away to someone who leaves a comment or suggestion. Anyway, thanks for subscribing. Please share with your friends and hit that notification bell. I am sopping this down here. I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about my life. Everybody likes to talk about their life, I know, right? But this is going to be, I'm going to attempt for it to be therapy. I'm not very good at writing, and I'm not sure I could get everything down in sequence. I'm trying to figure out how, when I remember it, how I guess if I carried a journal, I could write it down and then put them essay style, Roman numeral 1. I could do that. I'm just not sure I want to do that. So I'm going to attempt to do that here. Except I'll have to write it down and it'll come randomly. Okay, let's see. I was going to try the sky, and I have water in my pans. Excuse my sniffling. My allergies have been horrible. I was born in Dallas, Texas. Grew up in Dallas, Lubbock, Clovis, Albuquerque, back to Clovis, back to Lubbock, to where I am now, somewhere in central Texas. I'm not quite sure. I don't think I've landed yet. Austin. So let's see if this is gonna work like I want it to. Thought I'd do the sky. I'm not real sure. I love watercolors. I don't know about you guys, but this is my watercolor. My guy that I drew on book paper. I'm not sure if you remember. And look, I bought this little tray right here to mix my colors, and I'm not doing very well. I'm actually trying to mix them in the pan, and that is not working out for me. I might use that later. Anyway, I always said I wasn't going to say anything until after my mom passed away, and it's hard to start talking about any of it simply because I think of those TV programs like, not sure if I'd say, let me think about this for a minute. Jerry Springer. It's not quite like that. It's different, but it could, I think maybe, what show did I always say I would go on? Let me think about that for a minute too, because I can't remember. This is why I have to start talking about it now. Okay, so what do you guys think about my sky? I'm not real fond of it. And I know I'm supposed to tape it down, probably, but whatever. I always turn it every which way, so that would not work for me. Okay, let's see. Let's add some white. So anyway, I don't know about Clovis, New Mexico. I haven't lived there in a long time. However, I do think about the zoo that used to be there. That was just, I don't know how far it was. As a kid, it didn't seem like very far. Even walking, bicycle, especially by car, like not even 5 minutes. But there were monkeys there. And you could walk up to the monkey cages and pet any monkey you wanted to. I mean, they didn't have, I mean, right, they had like a bar around there, but I don't know. Maybe my brother was just, crawled under the bar or something. I don't remember, but they had a swimming pool. It was a big community center. I don't know if it's still there, but it was a lot of fun. We would also drive down the main street in Clovis. And was it the Sonic? I don't remember. I was so young. My mom did it. At stop signs and red lights, as kids, we would all get out at a stoplight and run around the car and get back in before it turned green. Is there a name for that game? I can't remember. That's going to be my favorite t-shirt to make here shortly. I can't remember. Anyway, was it? I don't know why I'm not getting color in here. I need some color in there. So I have this brown, I'm thinking. I have this cute little teacup. It's listed on my Etsy channel, but I'm using it right now for water. It works perfect. Don't look at the water I just spilled out of it. So I remember going to that, my brother and I walking to that zoo, and I also remember my brother getting a little too close and one of the monkeys reaching down and grabbing his hair and yanking on his hair and him up against the cage. Ah! And I was, I think I was laughing too hard to help him. I don't know, but eventually the monkey let him loose. Thank goodness I wasn't going to have to go home and get my mom and stepfather. You know, my stepfather was the reason that we moved around from Clovis to Albuquerque to Clovis and Lubbock. He played in a band. And so he was also Air Force, and he was the air traffic controller in Albuquerque. So I have to quit saying that word. So let me think of something else to tell you that's not going to shock you right away until later on. See, I'm thinking I can just use this watercolor to color him. I don't know. It's kind of the same color as the sky. Maybe I should add some purple. I was trying to do that. And I did not get any purple wet in the pan. So I'm going to do that now. I thought I'd... Okay, I'm talking to myself. Anyway, I have that teacup and a saucer listed in my Etsy, on my Etsy channel, in my Etsy store. Okay, I do have, I think this has been sitting. I have found that you wet your watercolors down a little bit before you start using them, so they are more pliable. So I am experimenting with this drawing. And how I came up with this man, I'll never know. He just popped into my head, and I drew what I saw on the paper. And like I said, no faces. I'm a no-face person, I guess. Can't do faces. But I kind of like it when it just streams out like that. I need to add some more. So I guess really what I'm doing is using more There's Jules in the background. Can you see this without a glare? I have got to get new lighting, but I'm getting around to it. I got my Cricut set up. I'm going to design some t-shirts and some stickers and car decals, and I'm so excited. So, what are you guys doing for your mom for Mother's Day? My mom passed away, will be 4 years ago in May. No. 5 years ago. Ooh. Gosh, 5 years already. Ooh. She was a stage 4 breast cancer fighter. Needless to say, she lost her battle. She was also a polio survivor. She got polio. She attended school in, I think at that time it was Dallas. And she got polio from her school in Dallas and ended up going to Lubbock High School after she got out of the hospital a year later when she was 15. And then, so she was 16, I believe, by the time she got out of the hospital. And I have a half brother whom I love dearly. We never said we were half, ever. We were so disappointed when we found out we weren't real brother and sister. We weren't sure what that meant. But because we had the same mom, because we had the same mom, we grew up together just as a brother and sister would. So, anyway. And then, when I was 29, I found out that I had a sister. I kind of always thought I did. I'll get into all that later. I kind of always thought there was someone else before me, but I wasn't sure. So I went to from the oldest child to the middle child, and seriously, less than a heartbeat. That's okay. I love her so much. She is a breast cancer survivor. Would have been 13 years this year, but I'll let her tell her story. I love her. She's a great example to follow. She's a good big sister. And I'm so glad that God gave her to me, whether I was 29 years old or whether I was 0. It doesn't matter. I'm wanting this to be really brown, but colors too. I'm terrible at mixing color. Let's see. So I just want to put a little bit of brown. I didn't put any water in my black or gray. Let me put some water in all of them. don't know what color shirt I'm going to give him yet. Let's see. My purple. I don't know why I tried to do that. We'll go with the, use a dropper. It's so much easier. I don't know about y'all. You guys, I love watercolors. It's been so long since I played with them. I thought I was going to get really good and professional. And like everything else, life happens and keeps happening. For those of us who are lucky, you know, not everybody gets to experience life every day. Let's see, I want to do this. I need to get one of those dryers, those heat guns, so I can dry my stuff quicker. And like I said, I'm going to give him away when he's finished to those of you who comment, give me suggestions, share, and subscribe. I'm going to pick a number before it's all over with, and I'm going to go and check out the comments and see who that number belongs to. However, I'm not going to choose the number myself. I'm going to have to wait for this to dry, I think, before I can finish it. So what kind of projects are you guys working on? Who's your inspiration? My inspiration, not for crafting, but for the YouTube channel, was a friend of mine that I met in Round Top doing antique shows. She got me into YouTube, and I love YouTube. I have watched so many fun people and met lots of good people. I was going to say sweet people, but that's a Texas thing, I think. Let's see. Do I want to do this? I was thinking about giving him black boots, so I don't want to make this too. I'm not sure why it's kind of brown already. Did anybody watch Bob Ross? Was that his name? I like to watch him too. I watch Melody from MelodiMade. And who else do I watch? Patty Lang from Sacred Mementos. I watch Journey of Crafting with Natasha Becker. Did I say Natasha Becker? I'm not sure. Her name is Natasha. I'm not real sure about her last name. But she is at Journey of Crafting. Yes. I love her channel. Let's see who else. Karla She makes beautiful journals. Oh my goodness. Beautiful. Check out her channel. I'll link these in the description box below, or I will attempt to. And so. Oh, how irritating. I'll try to do better. So, my new sister and I, and our little brother, all have separate fathers. I guess you may have figured that out already. And my grandmother had 15 brothers and sisters. And my grandmother was the oldest. So, there's that word again. Therefore, and then that will be my new word. Therefore, 2 died as a young child. And so there were 13 living. My grandmother's still the oldest. So my mom and my mom was older than some of her cousins, obviously. So I was raised in a real big Catholic and Baptist family. My grandfather was and grandmother divorced when my mom was 12. I believe they were living in Lubbock because my grandmother's originally the one that moved to Lubbock with my grandfather because he was in the Navy, and I think for some reason he was stationed out at Reese Air Force Base. And so my grandmother and he moved there. I don't know for sure about that part. I'll have to take notes, so I'll get better at this as we go along, especially when it comes to more shocking and hard to believe things. And I promise not to make any of it up, except for all this. I will make all this right here up as I go along. I've never followed a pattern. Oh, that looks cool on the back. Never followed a pattern or been able to, I don't know, I use the instructions for so far, only so far, and then I have to put my own touch in it. I wanted to do a little green something on the side, I'm not sure what. Let's try a cactus maybe. All I can tell you is I start out with a vision in my head, and then it takes its own little path, kind of like Bob Ross. But it's fun. I have enjoyed art for a long time. I remember my mom taking art classes when I was younger, and those little drawings in the newspaper, who remembers those? For some reason, I want to say one of them looked like Jiminy Cricket, but I'm not sure. I don't remember that. I know that maybe a wolf, maybe it was a turtle person. I don't remember. But my mom always entered those contests and always got letters. But the letters came back to be for art schools. They wanted you to pay to go to their art school. And I think pretty much everyone, that's not happening right there. So So I'm going to try to fix it. I'm not real sure how yet. But I'm going to work on it. Here we go. Okay, don't judge my cactus. I am an amateur. Look at that, going over my signature even for this cactus. I'm hoping by the time I get finished with it, it really looks like a cactus though. Okay, I think I have it figured out. You won't though until I show you. If you like art and you're interested in life stories, then please join my channel and tell your friends about it. Share it. Love to have you guys. Maybe it'll take your mind off your own story for a minute. Or perhaps maybe you'll be thankful that you're not the only one. I don't know. It could work to the good for everyone. Or maybe just one person is all. But that's fine with me if that one person, that would be. If I could help one person by my life experiences, sharing them,